Dear students, today I am going to teach you a poetry in 8th standard English known as Somebody's Mother, written by Mary Dow Brain. So this is a beautiful poem. So now I am going to read the poem. Listen to me carefully. It is a lengthy poem and try to understand what I am going to read and try to understand how I am going to read the poem. Now I am going to read the poem. The woman was old and ragged and grey and bent with the chill of the winter's day. The street was wet with a recent snow, and the woman's feet were airy and slow. She stood at the crossing and waited long, alone, uncared for amid the throng of human beings who passed by her, nor heeded the glance of her anxious eye. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, came the boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow piled white and deep. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way, nor offered a helping hand to her, so meek, so timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage's wheels of the horses' feet should crowd her down in the slippery street. At last came one of the merry troop, the gayest lady of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, "I'll help you cross if you wish to go." Her aged hand on his strong young arm she placed, and so without hurt on her arm he guided the trembling feet along, proud that she own were firm and strong. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know, for all she is aged and poor and slow, and I hope some fellow will lend a hand to help my mother, you understand, if ever she is poor and grey, when her own dear boy is far away, and somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and prayer, she said, was, "Good be kind to the noble boy, who is somebody's son and pride and joy." So this is the poem, children. Now let us write the meanings for difficult words one by one. So first one is rag, clothes, badly torn. Chill, unpleasant, unpleasantly, cold, throng, crowd, heeded, paid attention, hailing, welcome, pile, put one on another, hasten, move with speed, meek, mild, gaze, laddie, happiest boy, paused, waited, so they are the meanings for difficult words. I repeat one more time. Ragged means clothes badly torn, chill, unpleasantly cold, throng, crowd, heeded, paid attention, hailing, welcome, pile, put one on another, hasten, move with the speed, meet, mild, gazed, laddie, happiest boy, paused, waited. So children, they are the difficult words. Now I am going to explain you the stanzas one by one. Listen to me carefully. It is a very wonderful poem. The woman was old and ragged and grey. So in this poem, we can see that there was a woman who was old, wearing old clothes, torn clothes, and grey. So you can see her old age. Okay, you can see she was very old, and she wore old clothes, torn clothes, and bent with the chill of the winter's day. She was very weak. Her body was very weak, and she was suffering from the cold. What is that cold? Chill of winter's day. There was a unpleasant cold, and that unpleasant cold made the old woman to feel very weak. And where she was, then street was wet with the recent snow. She was on the street, and that street was wet. That street was filled with the snow, and she could not tolerate that chill weather, cold weather. And the woman's feet were aged and slow. So she was so old, so aged, she can't move. Okay, she can't move. She was very slow to walk because she had no strength in her legs to walk from one corner to another corner or to cross the street. So she was unable to go. She was moving very slowly because her legs had no strength, because she was very old, and moreover she was poor, and another thing that there was chill weather. She stood at the crossing and waited long. Where was she? She was on the street to cross the road. She was waiting for a long time. She was waiting there to cross the road for a long time. but she was unable to cross the road. Why she was unable to cross the road? As she was weak and she can't walk properly alone. So no one was there along with the old woman. She was alone, uncared for. She was standing there to cross the road, but the people who were moving, who were walking in the street, nobody cared for the old woman. She was not cared by. No one was there on the street amid the throng. So there was a crowd on the street, but the people in the crowd, no one bothered for the woman who wanted to cross the road. Of human beings who passed her by. So people were going and coming. Okay, some people were going, some people were coming. But no one helped her, no one cared for her. So in this way, she was alone there, nor heeded the glance of her anxious eyes. So she was very anxious, afraid to cross the road. So that feel of fearing was there in the eyes, but no one recognized her fear. No one recognized her anxiety. No one glanced at her anxiety. So therefore, she was very afraid. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out. So after some time, what happened? Some people came. People here means not exactly people, the students. School was over. So students came running with a lot of happiness, shouting, laughing on the street because school was over. So after school was over, children normally, even you too do that. When school is over, you would run out of the classrooms, out of the school with so much happiness, laughing, shouting. In the same way, here also the students who came out of the school after their school was over, after their classes were over, they came running, shouting, laughing onto the street. Came the boys like a flock of sheep. So here in this sentence you can see a figure of speech which is known as a simile. So how did the boys come? The boys came like a flock of sheep. Flock of sheep means a group of sheep. So all the boys they came running from the school, hailing the snow piled white and deep. So hailing means welcoming the snow. So all the boys enjoyed the snow that was falling on the street, and that snow was piled. Okay, the snow was piled, and all the boys enjoyed that piling snow which was white and deep. So they were very happy to see that also. Passed the woman so old and grey. The woman was very old. She was grey. Hastened the children on their way. So she saw the children moving fast on their way to their home. But those children also nor offered a helping hand to her. So not even one child, not even one student helped the woman to cross the road, holding her hand. No one helped her. So meek, she was very, very weak, mild, so timid, afraid, afraid to stare. She was afraid to move the road. She was afraid to cross the road because she was very old. Fear was there. Lest the carriage's wheels on the horse's feet should crowd her down in the slippery street. At last came one of the merry troop, the gayest laddie of all the group. So People were moving, but no one didn't help her, and that street was very slippery because it was filled with the snow. At last, what happened? One boy came. At last came one of the merry troop. A boy came there who was very happy, the gayest laddie of all the group. Among the group, happiest people, happiest students, children, there was one boy who was very happy. So now let us see what that boy has done. He paused beside her and whispered low. That happiest boy came near to the old woman beside her and spoke to the old woman. What did he speak? I'll help you cross if you wish to go. So that boy asked the old woman that he will help her to cross the road if she wants to cross the road. If she wants to go, he will help her to cross the road. Her aged hand on his strong young arm. So the young boy took the hand of the old woman, kept her hand on his shoulder and helped her to cross the road. She placed and so without hurt or harm. So without any harm and hurt, the boy helped the old woman to cross the road. Though there were so many people, not even one person helped her. And after some time, boys, they came running from their school after the school was over. But even those children also did not help. But one boy came to her and tried to help her. So what did he do? He guided the trembling feet along. He helped the old woman who was trembling, to cross the road. Proud that his bones were firm and strong. So feeling that it was his duty to make the woman to cross the road. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. After making her to cross the road, he came back to his friends and his heart was filled with happiness and it was contented. He was satisfied. He was very happy. She is somebody's mother, the boys, for all she is aged and poor and slow. So his friends asked the boy who helped the woman. So they asked him, why did he help the woman? So for that the boy told, I helped that woman because she was somebody's mother. And she was aged and she was very poor and she was unable to walk. So therefore I helped her to cross the road. And he also told that I hope some fellow will lend a hand to help my mother. You understand? So that boy with mature mind, he told his friends that among you or someone may help my mother when she is in such a situation. So he told his friends clearly that someone would definitely help my mother if she is there in that situation in future, one or the other day. So therefore I helped the old woman to help my mother, you understand. So if my mother is in such a condition, definitely someone will be going to help. So therefore I felt it was my responsibility to help the old woman. So therefore I helped that woman. If ever she is poor and grey, when her own dear son is far away. If I am far away from my mother, and if she is old, and if she is unable to walk, and she wanted to cross the road, at that time, when I am not with my mother, when I am far away with my mother, so at that time, definitely, so one or the other day, if my mother, if she is in such a situation, definitely someone will help my mother. So therefore, I helped the old woman to cross the road. And somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and the prayer she said was, God be kind to the noble boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy. So the old woman who crossed the road with the help of that boy, she went to her home and sat before the God and prayed to God to be kind enough to the noble boy. So she prayed the God to show kindness to the boy who helped her, and that boy was somebody's son, and he was pride and joy. So that boy who was pride and joy, okay, so he was somebody's mother. So she prayed, that old woman prayed God, that God should be kind enough to that boy who had that attitude to help someone, and particularly to the old woman. So in this way, the young boy, okay, made up his mind to help the old lady who was afraid of crossing the road, as she was very old, weak and poor. So therefore he helped that old woman. So dear children, as we are the students, we need to develop such attitude. So when we help someone, definitely one or the other day, when we are in problem, when we are in difficulty, at that time someone would come to our help. So therefore we should develop noble qualities, and such noble qualities we have to develop in our life always, because such noble qualities would help us one or the other day when we are in difficulty, when we are facing some problems. So therefore we have to develop such noble qualities, good qualities, and we should become a helping hand to those who are in a problem. We always come forward to help such people who are in a difficulty as well as a problem. So therefore I ask all of you to develop such good qualities, noble qualities, so that you would become the asset of the society, asset of the country, and just you contribute something to the society, nation, people, family members, friends, school which you have studied. Okay, so it is a beautiful poem of about a old mother and about a boy. So the old mother was afraid to cross the road because she was aged and she was old and she was poor and she was weak. Though there were so many people, no one cared for her. So we should not become like the people who were wandering in the state, did not care for such a woman. So we should always care for such people, because sometimes what happens, our own mother or our own father, our own brother, our own sister, they may be in some difficulty, they may be having some problem. At that time someone would come to their help. So in this way we need to develop such good attitudes. So this is all about the poem Somebody's Mother, written by Mary Doe Bray. So this is a beautiful poem, children. I am going to read the poem once again. Listen to me carefully. Okay. The woman was old and ragged and grey, and bent with the chill of the winter's day. The street was wet with a recent snow, and the woman's feet were aged and slow. She stood at the crossing and waited long, alone, uncared for, amid the throng of human beings who passed her by, nor heeded the glance of her anxious eye. Down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, came the boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow piled white and deep. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way, nor offered a helping hand to her, so meek, so timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage wheels or horse the fate should crowd her down in the slippery street. At last came one of the merry troop, the gayest laddie of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, I'll help you cross if you wish to go. Her aged hand on her strong young arm she placed, and so without hurt or harm he guided the trembling feet along, proud that his own were firm and strong. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. She is somebody's mother, boys, you know, for all she is aged and poor and slow, and I hope some fellow will lend a hand to help my mother, you understand. If ever she is poor and grey, when her own dear boy is far away, and somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and prayer she said was, God be kind to noble boy who is somebody's son, and prayed on enjoy. So here children, you can recognize some rhyming words. For example, grey, day, snow, slow, long, throng, by, I, shout, out, sheep, deep, grey, way, herd, stir, feet, street, troop, group, low, go, arm, harm, long, strong, went, content, no, slow, hand, understand, grey, far, away, head, said, boy, joy. So all these are the rhyming words. So what are rhyming words? The words which end with the same sound. So such words are known as rhyming words. So this is all about the poem Somebody's Mother, written by Mary Dow Brain. Okay children, thank you. Thanks a lot. I hope you understood the poem. Thank you once again.